Hey guys, Henry here, and today we're going to be talking about John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, and whether it's worth a watch. John Wick Chapter 3 picks up moments after the end of John Wick Chapter 2, and once again follows Keanu Reeves as John Wick as he tries to stay alive after he's declared excommunicado, where he's stripped of all services and a multi-million-dollar bounty is placed on his head. The series of John Wick has both evolved tremendously and at the same time remained consistent. By this I mean the world around John Wick has expanded exponentially from the more contained first film. However, its style is very much the same, focusing heavily on combat and stunt work. The film is just basically one long slugfest, going from location to location, dispatching various foes with a variety of means. But what makes it so entertaining is both the visuals and the choreography. The coloring of the film has developed a lot since the first film, and it's leaned into the neon lights and coloring of the dark streets of New York. And the fight choreography really impressed me. The creativity and the originality of the combat and weapons used makes every fight engaging. The fights throughout had notable traits, whether it was the use of knives, dogs, body armor, horses, or even books. The constant innovation and creativity using the environment around John Wick is just something to appreciate. It still maintained a lot of the features I enjoyed in the first two films. Minimal dialogue, maximum action, and a main character you enjoy rooting for. The character of John Wick is such a great example of character building. He doesn't have to say much or explain any of his backstory. The film does that all for him. Through his interactions with other people, their reactions to meeting and fighting him, and through his own actions. There's a lot of attention to detail paid to the nuances of who John Wick is, what he stands for, and what he believes. His decisions and actions are all very, very deliberate, and those details make this film feel extremely tidy and allows you to feel more part of the ride. The only one real negative thing I have to say about this film is that its attempt to expand the cinematic universe fell a little bit flat for me. While I do understand that they need to keep growing, they need to keep pushing that narrative and raising the stakes, I felt that the second film did a really good job of just subtly pulling the strings that were laid out in the first film, giving the audience a bit more context behind the assassin world, but not showing too much or shoving anything down our throats. In this film, it felt a little bit more heavy-handed. It felt like they were trying to go all in and go really, really big, or at least set up for a real big payoff. They introduced a character called the Adjudicator, played by Dillon, who's a mouthpiece for the High Table, the bosses of the assassin game. She played a pivotal role and unfortunately was a poorly executed character. She wasn't able to command the fear and the respect that other major characters of the John Wick universe had exuded, and instead came off a little whiny and annoying. I felt that she was written to be feared and to walk around in extremely dangerous places without armor, without a weapon, and without fear. But Dillon's performance didn't do that for me. Other than that, I did end up really liking the direction they seemed to be going. And I'm just really excited to see where they go and what happens next. Overall, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is a super fun time. I love the John Wick series, and I think the film is definitely well worth a watch. If you enjoyed the previous films, this film does not disappoint. It gives you everything you loved in those previous films, plus some extra. Shout out to Boban Marjanovic of the 76ers. Pretty cool to see an NBA player cameo in a movie, and even cooler because he actually did a pretty good job, unlike Kevin Durant in Thunderstruck. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've seen John Wick Chapter 3, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.